All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Realms of the Wild. And I just remembered I don't have any of the announcements up right now. So I'm going to put this up really, really quickly because I'm a good host that ensures...
I think that the Realms announcement document I definitely haven't updated, and the real one I barely updated with no notes about what the announcements about.
Announcements. We are awesome.
Finding this out now. So Twitch did this thing last year called September. Officially, I don't believe they've actually explained what it's going to be this year, but last year it was half price subs. Oh, have they?
They have. That was just the part that I didn't remember to put in.
See, that's why I thought you had just mentioned it there, but hadn't put anything because last time I had checked. But no, Elias just hung me out to dry. No, it's fine.
It's if you are gifted a sub to a channel, you can renew it for only $1.
Wow.
What a deal.
Cool. So
what a sport.
So yeah, gifting first of all, we never mentioned this because Elias never put it in the announcement sheet, and I'm a slave. I'm kind of like whoever that guy is, where anything they put on the teleprompter I just say.
It's my puppet. That's why your
yes,
never
it's
dies.
what it is. This is an advanced animatronic. The stutter is just a programming error.
Oh God.
Seriously, I because of the stutter, I started trying to learn sign language, but because I have a tremor, I stutter in sign language too. So,
impressive.
Yeah. So, so there's this thing, where you can now mass gift subs to other people, or to the channel, and just give out like 10 subs or something like that if you're feeling particularly generous or anything. So with September, you can mass sub Oprah style, and then anyone that got gifted a sub can renew it next month for just $1 instead of the regular $5, which still isn't too bad. So yeah,
what a deal.
What a deal.
Sorry,
I was an
Jody,
actor at one point.
I totally thought I was muted, and I'm sitting here like rolling dice all loudly.
Yeah, you're definitely not
in the middle of trying to talk. I'm so used to just
keep talking
myself.
about announcements.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Welcome, everyone.
I'm so sorry.
So for those of you wondering, no, my players do not respect me when I'm speaking. They have other more important things to do, like test how well their dice roll. Yeah, so that's the only announcement for the channel right now. PAX was last weekend, right?
It was last weekend.
Yeah.
I was there with Josh and Max and Chelsea, and we packed a very large house, and it went very well. Thank you for anyone watching who attended but didn't say hi to me for some reason.
Imp, just a tiny bit of support here. That's all I'm looking for.
I think I'm incredibly supportive.
I think I am.
I was talking to Imp. Yeah. That went really well. The fact that these guys can fill up relatively large rooms with a panel that Elias is on, I think is really impressive. And
it's all because we have the word Zelda in the title.
Some weird shade that Elias is on.
Elias and I have known each other for far too long.
This entire episode is just going to be shade thrown back and forth.
Oh, you have no idea.
Great.
I'm sure I don't.
The
Are
really
we
funny
fighting a
thing.
drag queen? Is that what the boss is?
The really funny thing is going to be going specifically to Realms of the Wild announcements. We have a poll that we run that lets you guys give a legend point to one of the players, and the poll winner is Atticus. He was the MVP for last game.
How does this keep happening?
You're the guest.
Yeah, you're the guest, and
that shouldn't like apply to me anymore, though. Like,
well, you know.
Wait, so you're complaining about getting legend points?
I guess I'm not
I
gonna
will
complain.
take it.
Rather,
I could I can cancel them out with disadvantage if you'd like.
Please don't. Please. Please no.
I'm just saying, with what's going to happen today,
oh no,
people may regret it. Is all I'm saying.
I think we're gonna put the lever in the slot, and then it'll open the back door, and we're just gonna walk out.
Did you guys find a lever while I was gone?
Yeah, they found a lever.
But you knew what it was for, so
someone didn't watch last week's episode.
Someone has been a busy bitch.
Family show.
Yeah, we're past that now.
Wait, really?
No. After what happens today, we will never say that again. So Atticus, John, you have a legend point that you could use to give yourself advantage on any roll.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. That's really cool.
Which will probably be really useful.
I have another Realms of the Wild related announcement that I didn't put in the sheet that I want to say before you say the one you're about to say.
Oh, okay.
Which is that Open Legend. Some of you have noticed that some of us have this cool like rule book for Open Legend, which you got from like a Kickstarter stuff. But now Open Legend RPG has opened their store, and you can just buy it yourself.
Oh yeah.
So you can buy the book and like Boon and Bane cards and some of their campaign materials. So
which I really want the Boon and Bane cards because I like those, and they have a custom setting called Amira's Dawn or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
That you can buy.
Not as cool as Realms of the Wild.
Oh,
but
no, nowhere near.
It's okay.
I was surprised that they didn't ask me to consult. I mean, they asked my other peers in RPGs like Matt Mercer and Ed Greenwood, you know, because I'm obviously on the same level as them.
Clearly.
So yeah.
So yeah. Pick that up if you have money.
Imp has 6 legend points. So congratulations, Imp.
He's keeping track.
Yeah. He went back to episode 1 and rewatched to find out.
Oh, man.
So
that was it. That was
anyway, another announcement for Realms of the Wild that surprisingly did not make it onto my little sheet here. We have an official date for the musical episode. It will involve singing, possibly some dancing. You know, we do have Alex, and Kiri has a thing for dancing too, and I think Ilea does too. I think Elias and I are the only 2 people that don't dance.
So don't ask them. They don't dance. Don't ask them. They don't dance.
Merci beaucoup.
I love you, Carrie.
They know that it's the way.
All the singing will be Elias, though.
Yes.
That's what we decided for this
episode.
If you want to call that singing, then
I like if we talk about dancing for this though, because it's like reverse Irish step.
Yeah.
So everything would have to be up here.
Well, I'm not
saying instead of like all like down here.
I'm not saying you can't dance, just no one will see it. Yeah, it'll be voguing.
Strike a pose.
Dun, dun,
oh,
dun,
great.
Dun,
dun. What's the date, Jody?
Yeah.
Date for that is going to be September 29th, which is also pretty darn close. I don't actually remember the exact date of our first episode, but it was the last Saturday in September. So this is actually
30th.
Yeah, so we're
One
within
day
in
off.
a day here. So this is actually the 1 year anniversary of this game running. For those of you guys that don't know, all these guys, all the regular cast, they actually had to audition in order to be a part of this. We cast this like like we were real television show people. And so a lot of these guys have been playing and building their character and stuff like this for well over a year now. The pre-production, I think, was like 4 months for this show. So yeah, we are incredibly proud of the fact that we have such a great fan group that you guys show up and show up live and talk with us and everything. And then, everyone that comments on the videos and everything, we do look at that and try to reply whenever we can. And it has been an absolutely phenomenal thing. So yeah, a year. Congratulations to everybody in a couple of weeks here. And
has it been that long already?
Yeah, like I said, September 30th was our very first episode.
Oh, that makes sense, considering that I did that artwork when I didn't have a job. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
By the way, for those of you wondering, the really cool portraits and everything, they're done by John.
Didn't we say that when he first showed up as a guest? Because they were like,
I have no idea. I have a hard time remembering.
No. Now it's a big reveal.
Oh.
Yeah.
I also enjoy the fact that I don't have my own character art.
That's your fault, man.
Wait. Maybe we can draw one for you real quick. I mean, like, drawing's super easy, right? Like, anyone can do it.
So
yeah,
easy.
I mean, John.
Here, I'll draw it.
That's
right
what.
now,
That's what
talking.
it's taught me.
Actually, I would like for Elias to draw my character art.
Oh no! Run away!
So anyway, yeah, it's September 29th. Mark it on your calendar. It's a Saturday. We will actually have an episode the week before to kind of hopefully tie up the storyline here, as long as I don't kill everybody.
I mean, that would also just tie it up.
Yeah, well, you make a valid point. So yeah, the week before we'll have an episode, and then the musical episode will be its own thing. They'll still be playing the same characters. It'll still be most of the same universe, but it's going to be silly and fun, and there will be tropes in it, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited. Other than that, is there any other announcements from anyone?
Not that I can think of.
Cool.
Since I'm a guest, I will not be in that episode, but I will be watching, and I cannot wait.
Yes. The episode will just be the main cast, none of our guests, and we will actually have the entire main cast there.
Impossible.
Yes, Alex and I are not actually the same person wearing different clothes.
Yeah.
I know you.
I like that conspiracy theory.
I know you were suspecting it, but it is in fact false.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's time for us to return to the realms of the wild. And I got music.
Before we properly begin,
sure.
I just want to show the official art for Atticus.
Oh my gosh, he works so fast.
No.
Oh no.
What?
Canonically, how Atticus looks like.
Is he balding?
Yeah, he's extremely balding. Yeah.
Where's his cowboy hat, man?
Oh, it's gone. The Guardian blew it off.
Okay.
He's got a belt buckle that says Tex for no reason.
Tex is a subsection of Hyrule.
Why is his gun facing inward?
We have a.
So you can't really
Some really
tell
mysterious
without seeing it, but it's actually an inverse gun, right? So it's like at the bottom. You pull the trigger with your pinky. Yeah.
Oh man.
Not that it's called a gun. It's called whatever you called it, but
It's a gun.
it's a gun. Okay, continue.
This is what I deal with, folks.
Oh man.
So Elias, take a legend point. That was
I'll take
amazing.
a picture of that and share it on social media later.
I really just think we need to find a way to get it up on the screen, though.
Yeah, just send a picture to John.
I literally can't do that during the stream.
So anyway, to bring you guys back, I created a really cool magic item for this campaign that had a lot of backstory. It was just really amazing. And I had a cool name for it, and y'all called it the Trifork. So that's what it is now. Trifork.
I died.
Bye, Elias.
See, even your
We
camera
still
is
call it
upset with you.
the Rod of Restoration.
We
No,
do,
it's the
but
Trifork.
hashtag Trifork is so much easier.
Plus, the
yeah,
word
these
rod
guys-
always sounds dirty.
What?
The word rod always sounds dirty.
Oh yeah,
Ask anyone.
because Trifork
Ask
does
Rod.
not sound dirty.
Yeah, I'll ask my
whatsoever.
friend named Rod.
Yeah, see? Science checks out. Why do you hate science?
Good
So
game, everyone.
back to the game. These guys have been exploring a place called the Forgotten Temple, trying to find a wound which is causing all of these rifts and things to appear between the realms. They were joined by this cool guy named Atticus, who they slowly found out had a very personal connection to this place. And they now have been trying to kind of solve the puzzle of what's going on here. They did finally find a room where this kind of amalgamation of corpses attacked them, and after defeating it, they found the Trifork. And Zulta had this brilliant idea that maybe they could use that to close the many wounds that they had found in two of the rooms that they had been looking through. And so they went to one, and they had to battle some shadows and things like that in order to close it. But Zulta was able to focus her energy and ability to kind of control life through it into the wound or mini wound and close it.
We also learned that poking the wounds with the Trifork is not a good idea.
For you.
Thank you. Thank you ever so. I can't
I'm
touch
not
pillars.
going-
I can't touch wounds.
I'm not
touch
going
anything.
to say that that's not how the Trifork is designed to work. I'm going to say that it didn't work that specific time for you. If you had rolled poorly with your entropy rolls, you may have come to the same conclusion about using entropy. Who knows? It's all based on rolls, man.
It's all about the rolls, man.
Yeah. Aliens. Staff of Innuendo. Yes, that's the next magic item they get. Yeah, you guys are currently in a room that used to have shadows attacking you, and when the wound disappeared, they didn't disintegrate. They kind of retreated through the cracks and everything like that. So closing the little mini wound didn't kill them off, but having it there allowed them to kind of manifest very, very quickly. as of right now, you guys don't know the connection between the shadows and the wound at all, but yeah, so you're in a room, you no longer feel sick because the wound is not there, and you found a metal lever,
Yay!
which Kess at the end of the last episode with a surprisingly deep voice
Sometimes kiss. Get to business.
mentioned that she thinks she knows where this goes by just
I
kind of
agree.
examining it a little bit.
Because I rolled a 32 on my last.
So yeah,
Legend.
I think you're right, Kiss.
I know I'm right.
Oh, well, okay. Guess we should try it. Are you okay?
No, I'm dying.
just been in this
It's the
underground
cave
place
dust.
too much. Yeah.
We should probably get out of this room before the shadows make more of us cough.
Yeah.
Starts heading to the door.
Everyone knows shadows cause upper respiratory infection.
Zolta just shakes her head and follows him
It
towards
is
the door.
I was
It
wondering why I've been having this weird chest pain for so long.
That's weird, right? Shadows, man.
That's
Shadows.
the heaviness of your heart from all of the horrors that have happened in here.
And you know, that you feel personally responsible for, who you may or may not actually be personally responsible for. We've yet to decide.
I don't know if we get to decide that,
y'all,
but
The letters are damning.
they are.
y'all are just the most supportive group I've ever
I know,
encountered
right?
in my
I'm really
travels.
impressed with us.
Zolta
Please.
gives Cass something that looks like our version of a fist bump.
Yes.
Please,
Iruna is
neither
at
of you
the door
hurt yourselves,
waiting.
patting yourselves on the back.
We're not patting ourselves on the back, we're patting each other on the back.
Yeah.
Oh. Aruna, do you want to pat someone on the back?
No, leave me alone.
Iruna is just like holding the door open, just like waiting, looking.
So as you guys go into the kind of antechamber and then into the very large chamber, from memory, you know, Cass, you know that the two places where the levers go are different enough that you can't use one in the other. So you'll have to put the right lever in the right place.
No square pegs, round holes.
Yeah. But off the top of your head, you can't remember. You know, there's one on the third floor and there's one on the second floor. You can't remember off the top of your head which one this is going to fit in.
That's
But
fair.
you have
There's
it.
one right here on the second floor. Is it this one?
Well, let's give it a go.
I have to open up the map real quick to remember which one you found. Okay, 'cause you guys are on the second floor. Yeah, okay.
In the
So-
meantime, thank you, Imp, for letting us know that sulfur hexafluoride is why Kess's voice was so deep last time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Well,
really
that.
like hardcore. I want to play with sulfur hexafluoride once because I'm already a base.
okay.
It's a gas that if you breathe it
Right.
in, it's like the opposite of helium.
Helium.
What do you
Right.
get for breaking John?
I don't know. I get
Nothing.
legendary.
It's a legend
Trust
point.
me, you get nothing.
You get
Get a lot
nothing.
of empty promises, and fan art. You know. By the way, any fan art that anyone has, that's at Zelda Universe, I think, on Twitter. Elias, correct me. Oh, okay.
You're good.
Thank you, Atticus. Oh, it's Elias. Now it's Atticus. We have two Attici.
Why is the multiple of
Because Atticus is really hard to say with a stutter.
I can't.
It also feels wrong. Attikai feels right.
It feels right.
Cacti.
Yeah.
Just like more than one Elias are called Elii.
No.
No,
That is
No.
not true.
there isn't more than one Elias. Like
That's also true.
the world would not handle that.
There's that. Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into that.
So we have a lever. We're
So
trying to
you
figure
go
out.
to the second the hole in the wall on the second floor, and as you sit there, you get the just some really quick comparisons. You're like, nope, wrong one.
All right, down we go.
Okay, the other
Why are
one's
you
on the
going
third
downstairs?
Oh no, up.
Guys,
Sorry.
wait.
Floor. Cool.
Start going down. Turn around.
I knew that. It was, guys, Olympus would be that way.
Which one of us has the dungeon map? Did we figure that out?
No.
I think I do.
The amount of times items show up with other people than I think have them.
Yeah, I
in
have
my
the map.
games.
I'm sorry. It's been a while. I'm very tired. I'm sorry.
I
So
too
you
am
get to the
tired.
third floor, and there's a giant guardian trying to kill you.
Wait, what?
Unfortunate.
Yeah. The party wipes. Congratulations, we didn't make
Zolta
it.
sees this and turns around and just starts going back down.
She's like, nope. So you get to the third floor, that little kind of balcony thing. You go around to the other side. The lever kind of clicks into place, and it looks like the machine will work if you want to turn it on.
Hell yeah. Let's do that.
Calibrating, rerouting, rerouting. So you pull it, and you guys feel the entire platform you on shake, like it's just like the whole temple's just been hit by something, and so you all kind of lose your footing for a second there. Yes, Elias, do you need to go to the bathroom?
No, I'm just holding a bomb at the ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Zolta is ready to throw some entropy.
Okay. So you guys kind of get knocked around a little bit. And then you watch as the grate below you, as I mentioned before, each of these balcony type things has this kind of metal grate mesh over the entire thing. You watch as the ground beneath the mesh drops and just descends all the way down to the bottom floor. And you hear kind of a click, and it where before the bottom floor just had kind of a couple inches of water across the entire thing, where this what is it, 24, 60 by 60 square with a hole in the middle descended down, no longer is covered in water. It raises the level of the floor just high enough to be above the water. And you guys are now just standing on that metal grate.
Atticus stands off of the metal grate.
Then you would fall. Like
Oh.
that is the floor right now.
Oh. Okay.
So basically the floor went down, and just to ensure that you guys didn't go down with it, there is a metal grate that acts as the floor now.
So
You think it might have even
I
been designed that way.
Guys, I think this might have been
Is this
designed.
supposed to happen, Atticus?
You were asking the wrong person. I have no idea.
No, I'm asking you because you've been here before.
Do
We
I-
saw the pages that.
Do
saw
I know
it that said
anything
you were
about
here
this
before.
mechanism? I'm gonna assume
No,
Yeah.
you guys never.
Just
You guys didn't find the holes.
yeah.
In general, when you found holes, that meant shadows were coming. So
Listen, Rock man. Just because I've been here before and spent time here doesn't mean I looked in every nook and cranny and found weird rods and stuck them in places that they shouldn't be stuck. Okay, like this is not a thing.
I mean,
So,
clearly
and then
it
Cass
fits, so this is
without
where it
any
was-
reservation. Then what good are you? What are we
Apparently,
even doing here?
not a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm still confused as to why Atticus came with us whenever he's clearly got some history and some issues here.
Zolta sits
What?
down in the center of the grate and just starts talking to Jerry.
That's That's a mammal, not a lizard.
You don't know his life.
Okay. Well,
Let him
So-
identify how he wishes.
so the floor went down to the first floor, and
What is that? Transphylum now?
okay.
Transspecies? I
We're
don't
not
know.
walking here. Walk away.
I just wanted to use the word phylum.
That's fair. Phylum is a very fun word to say.
I don't get to use things like that.
So the floor went down to back to the first floor.
Yeah, it just descended straight down because you guys can, again, you're in a big giant, box shaped room, as all rooms are in Zelda.
Okay.
And yeah, the floor just kind of descended from the third floor all the way and clicked into something on the first floor.
And the whole floor is this great.
Where you guys are, yes. If you look at the map, the white portion is now just a grate.
Can I
Maybe
look around for anything else other than? I think we looked around in here before, right?
Yeah, you did. The only thing up here, you found a journal page and this hole, and that was really it.
maybe we should continue this discussion when we're not all standing on a grate.
Should we?
It's solid, like you don't think you're gonna fall.
Should we head back down to the bottom floor? Seems like something may have opened up there.
Well, the way I figure, we found 2 of the mini wounds. If they both give us 2 levers, each that we use in the 2 holes, each that makes the second and the third floor go back down to the first floor, something will probably happen when we do that.
Well, we got ourselves a regular puzzle solver over here.
Take a legend point, Imp. So
The best
I
thing
have to
about
share
doing this game from my phone is that I can't monitor the stream or chat
No.
or anything. So I'm just trusting all of you
He
guys.
said this situation isn't ideal, but it's great.
Ah.
I like
Wow.
puns. So yeah, you guys know that there's one room left that you haven't fully explored. It has another wound in it, or like mini wound. So
I mean, I don't want to fight the shadows again either, but I think that's the thing we have to do to maybe find the real wound.
Okay.
Now, I'm just gonna throw this out there, but does anyone else get nauseous when we get near those things?
Yeah, we've all said that out loud before.
Oh,
Now you feel real foolish.
I must have just not been paying attention. I'm sorry.
Aruna throwing shade is the best visual in my head right now.
he throws bombs and shade.
Atticus whispers to Pierre, "Is he always like this?"
And Pierre just silently nods his head, pats you on the back with his feathered hand, kind of puts a feathered hand underneath your chin and gives you one of those, here's
Whoa, Birdman! What are you doing?
Man.
I can't.
Strangers in the night.
It's
What happens when you miss games?
Yep.
This is too
Sorry,
early.
Alex.
Too early for this.
Well, I mean, do you guys think we should do that? Because I don't want to go there by myself.
I'll go with you, Aruna.
I have the Trifork, so I guess I need to go with you as well.
Now,
Yeah. Hey, how did you use that, by the way?
Carefully. Don't poke it.
Don't poke the Trifork?
Into the wound.
Oh, but
doesn't lead
but I
to
saw
it.
you shoot like a thing. How did you
Yes.
shoot it?
I don't know. I just did.
Oh,
It's one of those things that you may never be able to understand, Aruna. The bond between
Well-
a girl and her Trifork.
I'm uncomfortable and need an adult now.
hey, Runa begins to walk down.
take a legend point, Aaliyah. That was amazing. If you want to Lysios, you can message me. I'll type in chat. But I probably won't get to your message until I'm done with the episode. So unless it's something really important. Anyway, what I was going to say is, Kes, you haven't actually examined the item, and Aruna, neither of you, with both of you having
did
kind
I
of.
not?
I don't think so.
I thought
I think
did
we briefly looked at it, but I think we like rolled bad or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to then look at it.
Okay. So give me a
perception.
No, it's gonna be I think logic or learning. I can't remember what the things are called here. Yeah, go ahead with a logic.
Oh, come on. My screen is too small. I rolled an 8.
An 8. All right. So
Kes is
again,
not doing well
it,
today.
You do get a little information from it. It is unique enough in the idea that you're used to seeing things that are kind of cobbled together from different pieces and things like that. That's kind of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it is.
So you can tell that this item is made up of 3 very different materials that, to your knowledge, are not supposed to be used together. Like, this looks like it's been cobbled together somehow. Beyond that, you got nothing.
That's fair.
As for the question of redemptions, things like healing or adding subtracting a monster happen when you redeem them. As far just to let you know, as far as the enemies, if you redeem it, you can add a single enemy, not multiples. So if that changes what you wanted to do, Lysios, I am going to say for this episode and the next one, because we are on a time limit, I'm not going to allow enemy redemptions in unless they're in actual combat. You know, adding or removing an enemy, they have to be in combat, just because we have to get done with this storyline before the musical episode. So I'm going to
What if the musical episode was us fighting the boss?
Yeah, that's why.
Go ahead and hit me if you're able. Can't you see my relationship's stable?
I'll just wait here then.
So I'm gonna refund what you just did, like Lysios, or however you pronounce your name, and then with that knowledge, you can decide if you want to make any redemptions or anything like that. Okay, so that's.
I guess we should.
So
prepare
again, Aruna, if you wanted to examine it, you could use logic as well.
Yeah, you might want to.
Because again, you're a tech head too.
A tech head. Yeah, I might as well give it a shot as I casually glance over. That's a little better. That's 15.
Yeah. So looking at it, you get kind of the same thing that Kes did, where it's obviously made from 3 very different pieces. And as you look at it, the other thing you start to notice is you can feel kind of a power in it. And you can feel kind of a strength to it, and as you kind of examine it, you get the idea that one that the three kind of prongs of this are each attuned to a different aspect of the Triforce. One is attuned to magic and power. One is attuned to wisdom and technology and things like that. Like you can actually see in it, there are kind of machinations and things inside of it where someone intelligent and clever enough could probably figure out a way to activate this item without any magical powers, just through knowledge of technology and things like that. And then the
With
final
my role, am I able to figure that out?
You don't know 100%. You've got a rough idea of how it might work, but you need to test it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the third one is connected to the Triforce of Courage, and is basically the idea of strength and willpower and fortitude, you know. So
Okay.
this item seems to be able to be wielded by a wide range of people with different talents. So,
I'm assuming Zelda handed it to Kess and Kess handed it to me.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try all three.
Okay.
Like the wall.
All right.
Seeing him ready the Trifork, I'm just gonna step away.
Fair.
So you see him. What are you trying first?
I'm gonna try the technological looking one.
Okay. I need a logic roll from you.
11.
Okay. So sitting there trying to figure out what it is, you can see again there are components that are mechanical in it, and you see like a lever and a switch, and you're not 100% sure how it works, but you do watch the center prong kind of twist and turn a little bit as you prod some of the mechanical aspects. You don't think you quite have the right sequence to activate it, but it's obvious that you are doing something.
Okay. Let's try to just courageously will it to shoot a laser or whatever I saw Zelda do.
Courageously will it.
So as you sit there and just kind of point it, strike a heroic pose. It seems very fork-like, almost like a trifork.
Almost.
And then he's gonna try the third one.
Sure. Do you have any extraordinary abilities?
Technically, I have energy.
Okay. So sitting there going, well,
Put a
what's
bomb in the
most
Trifork?
thing in existence? Bombs. You try and treat it in a similar way to how you treat your bombs. Go ahead and roll me an energy roll.
Yeah. So yeah. Maybe I'll like try and load it into my blast basher or something.
Can I interrupt this?
I am going to say you do have a reroll token from Lysios. So the rerolls they get to just basically bank them. So he wanted you to use it for the examination. Unfortunately, we're on a bit of a delay because of how Twitch and streaming works. So if you're doing things like really fast, we're probably not going to see it for 30 seconds to a couple minutes because I have to actually notice it. I don't get a ding or anything. But yeah, so you have a reroll, Elias.
Cool.
You can use, or you can force a monster to reroll something. So you
that's
can
right.
you can force a reroll on something involving your character.
So the energy roll was an 18.
So sitting there, you throw it, and it lands on the grate. It goes, get it. You wait for it to explode, as bombs do. Didn't seem to work.
Excuse me, what?
I would like to go pick it up and just end this foolishness.
It's made of 3 things, and if you look, one of them is like mechanical, but I couldn't figure that out. And then I tried to like make it do a laser like you did, and that didn't work either. So I just tried to throw it like a bomb, and that didn't work. So I don't know. And I basically relay like all my deductions from that initial.
How have you all made it this far with him? I don't understand.
I ask myself that every day. All right, are we going
Runa will yeah, he's gonna just dejectedly start making his way down to the first floor, I suppose.
Yeah. So Haruna just kind of sulks. You see the thud, 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 heavy footfalls as he goes down the stairs. Do the rest of you guys follow him down to the first floor?
Yeah.
Cool.
Who knows what happened if you
So Cass, you did hear that there is a mechanical aspect to this device if you want to try and play with that. I figured, as soon as you heard, well, there's mechanical.
Yeah, but I figured I wouldn't be like allowed to. Because I already looked at it, so I don't know. I mean,
this would be, you were trying to figure out how, what it was. This would be actually trying to use it. It's a completely different role. So if you wanted to, you could.
And if you'd like to, I will just let you get it and say, don't give it back to Aruna, like you did last time.
I've lost Triforce privileges.
Okay, you did throw it.
That's how bombs work.
Would that be a logic again?
Yeah, it would be a logic.
Come on, rolls. Boop. Boop.
If I appreciate you.
34.
34.
Oh.
So looking at it, you notice some similarities actually with your hook shot.
Oh, nice.
And you
created this in an alternate timeline. I did not.
You just instantly go like all beautiful mind, floating, numbers and symbols and calculus. And you're sitting there just fiddling with it. And you just have this kind of aha moment, and you point it at well, I'll let you choose. What do you want to point it at?
Not at Aruna.
I was going to say just past Aruna, just to mess with him, but
wouldn't be the first time she hook shot at me. Won't be the last.
That sounds like.
Are there any like sconces or?
In here, there is not.
Nothing that I would normally hook shot, basically.
No, I mean, now you can see the bottom of the grate, so you could probably hook shot to that, but it's 50 feet above you. Even your normal hook shot couldn't hit that. You have no idea about this one, though, so.
This is a Triforce. Anyway, why not? I'm going to shoot it straight up.
Okay. So you sit there.
We just saw Aruna do this.
So you see her sit there, and she presses a button and a couple little levers on there and twists a few.
Bop it. Twist it, smack it.
Exactly what I'm picturing.
Pass it.
And you watch as the top of the center Triforce, it's like twisting and moving as you're playing with it, and then as you finally hit the last button that activates it, it opens to kind of like a cone and fires off into the air, reaches the end of its chain after about 15 feet. And then just returns.
All right, Cass nods to herself.
It doesn't look like it would be able to work like your hook shot as far as like attaching and pulling you somewhere, but that cone is obviously designed to connect with something. It looked almost kind of like suction cuppy.
Okay. So I'm gonna hand it back to Zolta and just shrug and be like, mine is better.
Zelda is now judging Kess, who just saw Aruna throw the thing across the room and
Okay, no. He threw it. I literally activated it.
I did a lot of things.
I got to see what it actually did, made an assessment based on that, and have decided my hookshot is still better.
I'm still judging
coming?
both of you.
And Imp, I have to read this to Elias because it's brilliant. Imp says, you know you made a poor decision when the necromancer fishwoman who stuck a fork into a dimensional socket is judging you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love you.
I will own that.
So, yeah, do you guys want to go for the next mini wound?
Yeah.
Just again, because we have limited time, I'm gonna treat this a little bit differently. Yeah, there are shadows. We're not going to run a full combat for it. What I'm gonna have you guys do is basically, when you get into the room, there are shadows there. There's the wound there, or the mini wound. And I'd like to know from everybody what you plan to do during this to help.
Assuming Aruna is one of the first ones there, and we pretty much know almost exactly what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna just prepare like my blast basher in one arm, like a bomb in the other, and basically just like get ready to just like destroy shadows as quickly and efficiently as possible.
I mean, like last time where one bomb just disintegrated all the shadows I had prepared for you?
Yeah, that worked. That worked well enough.
Yeah. So Runa gets in to do that. Zulta, Kess, and Atticus, do you guys have specific?
I have the Trifork. I want to try and avoid getting hit, but primarily I'm focused on closing the wound.
Okay. Just to get some rolls out. Elias, go ahead and make me an energy roll, entropy roll for you. Kess, do you have anything that you want to be doing for this kind of very brief, almost combat encounter? There are shadows and there's a big pulsating woundy thing.
And I'm not attacking the wound, right?
Oh wait.
No, you're just making a straight.
No, I do, and I wanna re-grab the Trifork.
Okay.
I'm using that.
Oh, wait, are you? Never mind.
Yes.
No, you can watch her use it, and depending on her role, which is
because it's a suction cup, and I'm kind of curious if I can use that on the wound.
So we're gonna start with
what? It's a suction cup. I don't know. I'm testing things. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
it's science. It's how it works.
We're being attacked by shadow creatures, and you want to experiment?
I just want to.
Because they're coming from that, and if I can find a way to like vacuum up the hive mind or whatnot, I'm gonna do it.
They didn't go back the last time when we closed the other wound.
Well, there won't be more.
I'm just gonna stand at the ready in case any of these things try to attack anyone, and I want to just.
Okay. So we'll start with Aruna then. What did your energy roll turn into?
Yeah, that's a 10.
10. Okay. He's not quite as effective at disintegrating these shadows as before. Atticus, they do start attacking you guys. I'm assuming whip or gun.
How many are there?
You guys start with 4.
Gun in the beginning.
Okay.
Or
so go ahead,
excuse me. It's not a gun. It is
Hand
called. Yes.
Hand cannon?
It is called a hand cannon. Yes.
It's a gun.
14.
Okay. So between you and Aruna is like hucking bombs and stuff like that. You're kind of diving around and firing when you can and reloading. Energy roll from you, Zulta.
19.
19.
My
So
entropy
sitting
roll.
there, you sit there and you focus on it, and you pour all of your entropic energy into it, and the wound shrinks a little bit. At this point, Kesh, you come over basically to try and help her. Go ahead and make me a logic roll.
Logic roll coming to your aid. Dun, 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 let's hope so.
I would really like a theme song for logic roll. So whenever you ask her to make a logic roll, it's like logic roll.
Logic roll, logic roll. Also
Give it
19.
3 weeks.
Logic roll.
Logic roll.
So as you sit there and you're kind of pumping it full of entropic energy, you see that center thing shoot out and connect with it. And instead of the energy coming out of the beam, it is now, you are now directly connected to this thing, and it shrinks much faster.
Yeah.
And is
Who's judging who now?
Still me.
Science. Why do you hate science?
So the wound itself closes. Atticus, Pierre, and Aruna are able to finish off the rest of the shadows that remain. Most of them retreat back, but a few left there that are already pretty damaged, decide to go out in a blaze of glory. So
We did it.
Yeah, and then
Again.
another lever drops from where the wound was, and without rolling, Kess, you get an idea of where this might go.
What is the idea?
You think it might go in the second floor hole.
Oh.
Now we get to go down the stairs.
All right. Or we.
Well, you're on the first floor right
up
now.
the stairs.
Yeah.
We're having directional problems in this party. It's an epidemic. It is
We've been
also
in
a little known fact
for a while.
that it's also a known side effect of being in this cave.
Yes. Do you just want to let me have the map, or do you think you have it?
I
down?
think I got it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Yeah, that one was Zolta, not Kess.
Yeah. Aha.
Kess corrected Zolta.
Cool. So you go up, click, pull. Same thing happens. It goes down and clicks into the floor. Now there's just a small area in the center where the water is. And as you guys come down the stairs and enter the room, the small center in the water, you can feel the ground is shaking and rumbling a little bit. And from the small hole in the center, you see a platform rise up with 4 pillars underneath it. Looks like, a little elevator type thing, rises up from there with water dripping down from it. And there is now a platform with a lever in the center of it.
Well, I don't remember if this was specific people or generally most of us. We like sensed like the fact that there's like that wrongness or that wound pervasive around here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get that sense now from below us?
Zulta did kind of a scan, and there was kind of bad stuff all around you, but from below you was the strongest sense of something wrong.
Okay.
So just to be clear, I was right that eventually we would have to go down the stairs.
Well, no stairs.
No. Don't take credit as if you're like, I knew all along.
I mean, I don't think these are stairs, but I don't know how things work in Zora's domain. It's been a while since I saw any elevators in there.
And as far as you currently know, they're all cannibalistic, crazy people. So
Yes.
No, they hatch with 100. I wrote it down. 100 brothers and sisters, and they eat the young and newborn fight to the death.
I'm sorry, what?
That's how Zora are, don't you know?
That's what Zolta said that Zora. That's how they reproduce.
Were you listening to my conversation with Jerry?
What?
The answer is yes.
Anyway, this elevator, I'm pretty sure, leads to the wound.
Let's go.
Should we get ready first? Like, do we know how to use the Trifork? Should we get our stuff ready?
When Kess helped me with the Trifork, it got stronger and closed faster. So maybe if we can figure out the third prong of the Trifork, it'll close even faster for the big wound.
Oh, are you using one of the prongs? Which one are you using?
Well, you said that there were 3 things, right?
Yeah, they're made of 3 weird metals, which normally I don't think go together, but this one does, and it's mechanical, and Cass made a flying suction thing.
Yeah.
And then, which one were you using?
Probably the magical one.
You don't know?
Well, I'm just saying, Aruna.
We need one that's really courageous. I mean...
Oh, is that what the other thing is?
Cass is looking through her letters and is just like...
I don't think that's any of us.
And then points to Atticus and goes, "You're either really dumb or super brave to come back here after all this."
Let me take a look at that thing.
Okay. Don't give it to Aruna.
I will not give it to the Goron. All right.
My name is Aruna.
I won't remember.
She just said it.
I won't remember that because yeah.
Been saying it over and over for hours, but okay.
When I look at this thing, what should I roll to figure out if I can tell anything about it? I mean, I guess they've already said like kind of what it is, so I
have to look at something. I'm gonna say roll me a will check.
Okay. What is that? Is this a D10? Yes, it is. Oh, look at that. Wait, no. Okay. 28.
28. So sitting here, looking at this item, it looks like a really weird, kind of like short trident, like a short spear with 3 tips.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
And what they're describing about, mechanical aspects or magical, none of that really means a whole lot to you.
Does it look like I could use it as a weapon, though?
It's balanced really well, to the point where you think, especially with your knowledge of your whip and the fact that you're used to using very delicate items, and things that require a very, very steady hand, you think that in a situation where you had to defend yourself, this could be used very easily, as both a defensive weapon where you could trap blades with it, you could disarm people with it, and as an offensive weapon where you could attack, thrust, get around people's defensive with the fact that there's 3 points and everything. Even you sit there, if you've ever seen someone use Kuburo-sai, you familiar with what that is?
Like size, like the tray?
Yes.
Yeah.
Forks that Raphael uses.
Yeah.
You kind of start flipping it around in your hand, similar to someone that would be using a sai. And
with our powers combined, I am Captain Hyrule.
So as far as closing a wound or anything like that, like you are still, that's so far beyond your realm of understanding that you got no idea, but you do feel very comfortable holding it, like it's a weapon that you've been using your entire life.
I hand it back to Zolta
And
just
something that the rest of you notice that it doesn't seem that he reacts to is as he's sitting there and kind of flipping it around, the leftmost tong does start to glow with kind of a green energy to it. It's faint, but it's there. But Atticus doesn't seem to react to that at all.
Hey, you figured it out.
I hand it back to Zolta.
Zolta, under her breath, is currently saying, "Captain Hyrule, they're a hero. Gonna
Yes!
put the moons down to 0."
I don't know what any of that means, but I think y'all are. I mean, that thing could be used as a pretty nice weapon. I don't know what you guys.
That's why I tried to throw it, but then I got yelled at.
It's not balanced for throwing. It's not a spear.
Well, yeah, but, you know.
Is that what you do? You just throw everything?
No, but I didn't know if it, like, acted, you know, if it had, like, bomb capability or explosive.
Bomb capability.
It's a magical
This
mechanical
is why we
thing.
don't
I
let
don't know
Aruna
how it
have
works.
it anymore.
I'm not gonna argue because I don't even understand how your bomb things work. So you guys know a lot of stuff that I clearly don't know.
Nope, don't show him.
Nope.
Actually, one day I might be interested because it seems to be kind of similar to the thing that I use, but
the thing that you said you don't have, that you just used again?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
So it did react to you, Atticus.
React? I didn't do anything. It was just I was just kind of like.
Well, you made it glow.
So did I not see it glow?
You did not.
I don't know. Y'all are crazy.
Like you were watching it the entire time. Nothing really changed.
These shadows must be getting to y'all. I didn't see nothing.
You know, fair, but how about when we go and close the big wound, you just put a hand on the Trifork? Okay?
Yeah. Just it would make Zolta and I feel safer.
I can do that. I mean, I could try to stab the thing like you did, you know.
Just don't throw it or they'll get mad.
I mean, I might be able to.
Love that he's saying, like, just don't throw, as if it's like this thing.
I'm pretty good at throwing.
Oh, all right, that's a logical thought to throw it.
And I didn't see it glow when I threw it, so.
Oh, okay. I won't throw
it. But if you guys use it as like a projectile thing, and he tries to use it as like a, I don't know, sword weapon thing, how does that work if you guys share it or try to use it at the same time?
We're just gonna put his hand on it and see.
Oh. Well, okay.
Maybe.
Sorry, I have a really dirty mind.
Yeah, thank you, Jody. I was aware of what I was saying while I was saying it. Let's move on.
Asking John to put his hand on the rod? That's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody take a legend point.
I don't know.
Yay!
I don't know.
I accidentally reduced my legend points to 0. Good thing I know what they are.
I don't know who John is, but maybe we could do like a Guardians of the Galaxy thing and like, you know.
What's Guardians of the Galaxy?
All right.
Really
that doesn't exist in our world.
I mean, but a dance-off would be great for them.
Y'all have never heard that story?
No, we don't have that in our version of Hyrule.
No.
Your version
but it
of
sounds
Hyrule.
great.
What?
Yeah, they're from different Hyrules. Did we not go over that?
If you
Okay,
did,
great.
I don't
Let's
remember.
Go close this wound.
It's been a month.
Well,
he doesn't remember our names.
I remember them. I just choose not to use them.
Rude.
Well, whatever you say,
so
Hylian male, man.
Yep.
In man.
I used one person's name.
Who?
Anyway. Moving forward to
I think the wound down there is like the real big one. So just make sure we're ready, I guess.
Yeah, Aruna, you'll probably have to provide cover because there's probably going to be a lot more things than shadows or or at least a lot more shadows down there.
Oh my god.
Oh, you want me to try and do the firewall thing again? But it was hard to get things out of it.
I don't know.
Giant silence.
Yeah, because that was useful when those floor tiles for some reason were attacking us. But when like we're fighting shadows that can maybe just, shadow their way in, I don't know.
That can shadow their way in. I like that. Let's make shadow
Yeah.
into a verb.
It should be a verb. How about you just throw bombs at them? That seemed to work last time.
It worked really well. Not so much this last time, but
The time
Atticus
before.
helped with his non-existent explosive hand device. So I think we should just explode all the shadows, and then you three can worry about the wound with the Trifork. And then Pierre, I don't know, you can slash him or something with your knives.
Quietness.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Peter
talk,
silently
Kestrel. You're
nods.
silent a lot too.
You know what? Only Pierre and I have a deal where we can only talk when the other is absent. It's
Oh, do you guys share a voice?
it's a strange curse. No, it's a weird curse. We're thinking about breaking it at least on the 29th. I don't know.
The 29th, that's in 3 weeks.
But
I don't know what
question,
to tell
if
you.
you're cursed, but you know how to break the curse, why are you only going to break it for one day?
Well,
Irina,
we might break it sooner.
there's-
It's
I
just
thought
like-
you were supposed to be the
benefits to
logical
remaining
one.
Cursed.
I am. The planets have to align. Like there's a whole stars. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Not today.
There's
What's a
tax
planet?
benefits, and if
We
you
can't see
file
the stars.
uncursed versus filing cursed, like
if I file cursed, my
tax
tax break is great. Like you think like losing your home or a job gets you a nice tax break or relief. Nah, man, be cursed for a year. Great. Awesome.
Okay.
like-
How about we start with you throwing a big bomb into the room? Sound good?
I will
Sounds good.
I will do that, and he's gonna just get a big bomb out and just like get ready to get onto the elevator.
Okay. So Aruna now has a very large bomb above his head.
Well,
No
I
one
knew
has
this.
stepped
We all
on
knew
the
this day would
elevator
come.
as of yet. Yes, like yes. We did just start talking about the tax brackets in Hyrule.
It's pretty great.
Important information. So are we gonna go down? Are
I
we
am
ready?
finishing a degree in marketing management, and economics was one of the things I had to study. So I've had to learn lots about taxes that I never wanted to.
Oh, but now you know.
The more you know. Ding.
Anyway,
So you
How dare you?
Yes. How dare you?
The Zora are a wonderful group of people who have very high tax rates.
no. That was not the
beg to
Zora
differ.
class. That was specifically your own snobby tier. That's a
Look,
Zelda.
I auto-corrected. I
No.
had enough taxes in my life, so
so you
I
get
have no
on
idea what we're
the
laughing about.
elevator. I'm assuming one of you pulls the lever.
I pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Wrong lever!
Ooh, that's a good name.
Why do we even have that lever?
We still don't know to this day why they have that lever.
So you guys feel kind of a jolt, and the elevator starts moving down. And as soon as it goes below the top goes below the surface, you are in complete darkness. But you can
So-
still
My old friend.
Yeah, no, sorry.
feel that you're traveling downward. You kind of hear the sound of stone
Silence.
scraping on stone.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the Simon and Garfunkel later.
Garfunkel should just be pervasive in every moment of your life.
So you guys are continuing to travel down. Both Kess and Aruna, just again because of their kind of natural predilection to just figuring things out. You guys realize that you're
We're in
descending
danger.
really deep. Like this isn't just a single, like most of the floors were roughly about 10 to 20 feet apart. This you've traveled 30 feet. There's still complete darkness unless one of you wants to light something. And you're still going down. You pass 40 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet.
Does anyone
70,
know if this used to be like a mining facility at some point?
80
Where
feet.
are we going?
I take
Well,
it I've never been down here.
If I just
No,
like,
you weren't aware this even.
if I just start lightly channeling entropic energy into the Trifork, will it glow?
Very dimly.
Okay.
So enough that you can see that you're in a fairly small elevator, but it wouldn't light much further than about 5 feet away.
I mean, I don't think it was a mining facility, but I think it was a temple for something a long time ago.
As you guys pass what you think is roughly about 100 feet, the bottom of the elevator passes from being completely enclosed in whatever shaft this is to some sort of open air, and you guys get this scent that instantly starts filling the room. The air down here is much heavier than the air above. It's very it feels very humid, despite the fact that it doesn't really feel like water vapor in the air. But that's the only kind of reference you have, is there the air seems thick with something.
Dread. Existentialism.
And as you go down further, you can smell
Fear.
kind of a musty smell, and then this kind of almost like a sulfur, very acrid, bitter kind of smell in the area. And as the thing continues descending, you see you're going into a room that is massive, probably 400 or 500 feet wide. And you guys are at the very top of it, descending downward, and it looks to be roughly about 50 feet tall. And you guys are on the far side of it. Just for ease, you're on the south side of it, probably about 150 feet away from the closest wall. And the walls themselves in this room are not cut stone or anything like that, but they're not natural either. Like you guys realize you can see down here, despite the fact that you don't see any light sources. And that's a little bit confusing to you. There's just this kind of low level glow to the room that doesn't seem to be coming from anywhere. And looking at the closest wall, Aruna, you've seen this happen before, where obviously unintentionally, sometimes unintentionally, the Gorons do use bombs and things like that to clear out things. And every so often, if it hits rocks in a certain direction, you create almost an obsidian from the high amount of pressure and heat.
Yeah.
And you can see that the room itself kind of has a gleam of like glass or obsidian like it was carved out by something hot or explosions or something like that, but they're completely uneven. So it's obvious to you this is not a natural formation, but it's also not something that was, you know, dug purposefully. Like it's got potholes and all these other things, and there are parts of it that have sheen like they've been burned, and parts of it that are just raw stone that looks like it's collapsed, and it's a very bizarre thing. And as the gondola finally touches down on the ground, you guys get this kind of overwhelming sense of dread.
Oh, good.
As soon as I see something that looks dreadful, I'm gonna light the bomb and throw it.
This is
That
how
was the
we
plan.
learn how Aruna really feels about Pierre.
Well, to be
Sad.
fair, yeah, all of you are dreadful, but another thing that looks dreadful.
So as you guys are there, you have kind of been focusing on the wall because that's the closest thing to you guys. You turn around, and towards the other side of the room, you see this massive kind of distortion in your field of vision. It's probably at least 50 feet in diameter, and fills up most of the height of the room. It's just this massive kind of pulsating, shape changing thing. It doesn't look like the little mini wounds that you fought before, where it was kind of like a physical thing. This seems almost as if it's shifting in and out of existence.
Does it look like the thing that the two Yiga people were guarding at all? Kind of how that was like shifting.
It actually looks more like the Yiga people themselves, where they kept kind of blinking in and out of existence. If you remember that fight,
Yeah.
where they just kind of, sometimes they were there and sometimes they weren't. Kind of what this looks like. In addition to be kind of swirling energy and it's weird. It's almost as if darkness was able to project itself as opposed to being the absence of light, and it kind of swirls and there is some kind of unearthly glow coming from it. And as you guys are studying this, you notice a small figure silhouetted.
Oh no, evil child, evil child!
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick look to Atticus before I throw this. Anything?
Atticus is just kind of standing there, like completely dumbfounded.
As you guys look, Atticus, when you all can see, the figure itself looks to be humanoid. It's pretty far away and the lighting is not great, so you can't tell 100%, but just the basic shape of the backlit outline is a Hylian female. She, as you guys look, she starts kind of moving towards you a little bit, not in a threatening way, just kind of walking towards you. Her steps seem unnaturally smooth as she walks forward, and the closer she gets, the more detail you can make out. It's a female. She looks to be Hylian. Her clothes are in tatters, don't quite seem to fit her correctly, and she looks somewhat emaciated. And as she gets closer, Atticus, you hear a voice that has haunted your dreams for close to 20 years. And she says, "Why did you leave me?"
I didn't.
You left.
Zolta just slowly inches away from Atticus.
Duh.
Iruna is
I needed
just
you.
waiting.
Atticus starts.
You were supposed to protect me. That's what Mama said. She said to trust Atticus because he'll protect us.
I tried. And I'm
No,
like,
you didn't. And as she says that, the room shakes. You ran away. You left me alone. But I found someone else to protect me. And they didn't run away. They saved me.
They're not protecting you. They didn't.
No, you don't get to talk. And suddenly you start feeling this tightness around your neck and you start having trouble breathing. And I'd like you to make a fortitude saving throw, or just a fortitude check.
This escalated very quickly.
If Atticus starts showing signs of being choked, I'm going to throw that bomb at the
Do
person.
it! Throw the bomb at the child!
Throw the bomb. Throw the bomb. Throw the bomb.
But it depends on if he's showing signs.
Damn it. Show signs.
13.
Please choke is basically what they're saying. As you sit there, you start almost feeling like there's something around your neck and you start kind of clawing out a little bit. There's nothing there. And you immediately start to breathe again. She finally gets about 100 feet away from you guys is when she stops.
Did I see him struggle at all, or?
Right now, you're kind of focused on the creepy Children of the Corn child coming at you.
Just checking.
He didn't gasp or gurgle or anything, so.
I kind of like
Do you
put
want
my.
to kill a child?
I kind of put my hands up in like a non-threatening manner and slowly try to like walk, like just slowly walk towards her, kind of like motioning to the party behind me, like just stay where you are. I'm gonna try to like.
Atticus, this seems like a terrible idea.
So as you start moving, she raises a hand up. She says, "Stop! I'm in control now. I saved everyone you couldn't. I am the hero now, not you."
If you saved them, then where are they?
You don't want to know the answer to that.
They're with me. They're all with me.
They're the shadows.
Since we're already making Doctor Who references, this is the library. They've all been saved.
Right over my head. I just. No.
Library saves people as data.
Oh, that kind of saving. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really helpful.
Great. Oh man. Oh, Jodie, why you gotta do this, man?
At least it's not my psychological trauma today.
Oh, dude.
Today.
You get closer.
Did you do this because I have a daughter? Like, what the hell, man?
Oh no!
No.
Oh.
Now I feel bad about the whole kill the child.
For
Only a little.
anyone wondering, I have massive issues, and this is a way to deal with them by making other people have massive.
Is this dealing? Is this what we would call
The
we call this healing?
psychological term is maladaptive coping method.
Okay.
The choice of music too is very good. And
It's
very...
what one would describe as ruddy mysterious.
Oh man.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Yay! Sorry.
Everyone is still on standby.
So Atticus stops walking forward, still kind of like trying to be as non-threatening as possible, and looks at her and says, if you're saved and if you've saved everyone, then why not leave this place? Why are you still here? It's been a long time. Why not leave?
Because I was waiting for you. I knew you'd be back. He told me you'd be coming back. And you deserve to be punished for what you did.
Then punish me then. Don't let them go. Let them go.
Don't even draw attention to us. Too.
No, we've been inching away from you.
You know what they've done? Do you even know who they are?
Dude, we don't even know what we've done or who we are.
They're wrong.
Who are any of us?
They're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to exist. They've broken the world. It's their fault. Everyone had to go through that. It's their fault I had to save everyone. They are as guilty as me.
I slowly turn around and look at them.
At the
How?
We just pulled the full Mariah and we're like, we don't know her.
Runa just says how.
We don't know her. We don't. What?
As you guys are looking, you start noticing that without you guys realizing, she has gotten taller, and you realize it's because she's no longer standing on the ground. She's kind of suspended about 3 or 4 feet in the air, and you're starting to see shadowy tendrils kind of coming out of her
throwing
fingers.
the bomb. Yep, throwing it. Yep.
I'm preparing to attack.
As that happens, she sees you throwing a bomb.
I mean, who could have seen that
and
coming? It
reacts.
Was so filthy.
He had a giant bomb he's been holding over his head.
not
No.
surprised.
That was pure sarcasm. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Sorry.
That was pure sarcasm of he was being so stealthy with.
So I'm going to have you roll an energy attack, but I'm going to give you disadvantage 1 on it.
I'm gonna cancel it out with 2 legend points,
Okay.
which should give me advantage 1.
Yep.
That's how math works.
Is it? I'm confused right now about a lot of things. Okay.
Yeah.
God.
So, let's see. Advantage 1. Okay. That's 24.
Okay.
Wait. 21.
If you type /W
Yeah,
space.
okay. Yep. Cool. Thank you.
Not a problem.
21.
So as you throw the bomb, this giant shadow hand comes forward, slashes the bomb in half as it kind of just explodes impotently, and spears you directly in the chest for 37 versus your guard.
That hits.
Okay.
Let me do
Only
math to see
just.
how hard. You said 37?
Yeah.
That's 10 over. Okay.
So in addition to being hit by this like that, the world goes dark.
Fun.
Ignore the roll on that. And
With
you
me,
are
or?
blinded.
Oh, okay.
I put it in chat so you could read the actual.
I'm not in
description.
Roll20. I can't.
Then never mind. You're blinded basically.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You have
Self-explanatory.
disadvantage 5 on any rolls that require sight, which would include attack rolls.
Basically
and your guard
everything. Yeah.
defense is reduced by 3. With that,
Guard.
I would like everyone to roll for initiative for me.
Woohoo!
Now, because of all the systems I play, I always forget. It's just a straight D20 roll, right?
It's agility roll, I think.
Yeah, it's an agility roll. If you roll a d20 and then add your agility dice to it.
Sweet.
Jody, with the attack that I hit, I'm assuming it missed. Do I not get an option for the 3 things, or is there a special thing?
In this
happening?
particular case, you didn't. It was just
just checking.
it was technically a contested check. Whichever one of us rolled higher was going to actually do damage, and I rolled a 37. So
yeah.
Chat would like to make sure that Elias knows he still has a reroll.
Oh, I have that. I have a lot of things just scribbled across my character sheet right now.
Okay. Aruna, what'd you get for initiative?
10.
Okay. Zulta?
12.
Atticus?
28.
Okay.
All the exploding dice today.
Cass?
38, motherfucker.
Damn. Not bad at all.
So much for talking.
I wish it wasn't just for initiative, but hey.
I need to type out something really, really quickly here. So talk amongst yourselves. You can start planning what you want to do. Kess, you are going to be up first in this.
Yeah. All right. So this lady is floating. I'm thinking about seeing if maybe since I'm going first and she's getting up, maybe I can drag her down to the ground again to make it easier for you guys to hit her.
Just suck the evil out of her with a Trifork.
I don't think that's how it works. Aruna, how close are you standing to me? That is the question. You're the closest thing I have to a grounded rock.
I don't know. I can't see.
That's fair. Because I could hook around you, and then that way I wouldn't necessarily be drawn to her.
You think you can, based on how close you see that you are, by all means.
That's right. Damn it. Okay. Maybe that's a bad plan. I won't do that. Crap. Ah! Anyone else got ideas? Gotta deal with crazy lady.
Well, I mean, Zolta is kind of going down to her default of kill her.
Well, yes. That is the end goal. I would like to discuss the
entropy.
Okay.
All I know is that I threw a really powerful bomb and felt good about it, and they just sort of completely disregarded it, and it did nothing.
Zulta, real quick, you've got a reroll token.
I should write that down.
From Lykios.
Thank you.
The rest of you guys are again confused as to what's happening, but I'll have
whoops.
Kess, since you're up first, I'll have you make me a perception check.
Yeah. What do my elven eyes see? We're all almost elven. 21. I'm very perceptive.
So one thing you noticed is while she's kind of channeling these shadows, the shadows aren't coming from her.
Oh, sweet.
They are coming from the room somewhere that you can't tell. But she is being kind of held aloft by these shadows and looks to have control over them while she's connected to them. As far as if it's possible to sever her connection or how to do that, you got nothing.
Damn it.
But you do notice that she is not the source of the shadows.
Okay. Wait, I made a light not that long ago. How did I do that?
I got nothing.
Well,
But
first
it
you
is your
have to
turn.
find the rock.
I am going to remind you guys, we have that modified rule where once per round you can assist another person, and you've just seen what this creature can do.
Okay. Well,
Oh yeah, Iruna also looks quite hurt. Not emotionally anymore, just physically.
no.
Emotionally too. I mean, she said you broke the world.
There's
so.
a chip in the rock's armor.
I was that just confused me. I asked how, and she didn't respond, and then went all super.
That just could. He's just very confused. It's a natural state of being for Iruna.
Thanks,
all right.
Casts.
I love you. All right, it's battle time, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone, assume your idle motions.
You say, see, everyone gets in a fighting stance and bounces. Because that's how it works.
All right. So she's still humanoid. So, and as far as I can tell, probably still susceptible to certain human issues. I would like to try to use my hook shot as a strike rather than a grab.
Okay.
I want to try to. How? I can't attempt to do a bane while I do that, right?
Well, you can either attack her and try to do damage, or you can try to inflict a bane.
Okay, cool. Then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attack her and then try to inflict a bane if I manage.
Yeah, if you get 10 over on an attack roll, you get to automatically give them a bane. But if all you want to do is inflict the bane, that doesn't do damage. It just inflicts the bane.
Okay, because my logic behind this is if she's controlling it while she's doing the thing, if we like basically nerve strike or like kind of like disable her for a little bit, maybe we can have time to find where they are actually coming from.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a logic roll for me, I believe.
I will also remind everyone here, if you do have a bane on you, like Iruna is currently blinded, you can forego your movement action to try to resist it. And there's actually, they've updated the character sheet with a resist bane button. So you just click on the normal resist bane, and it's a d20 roll, 10 or higher, you resist, and it goes away. But that takes your movement action. So now that we are all up to speed,
roll the logic.
Yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
17.
Okay, so as you sit there and you fire your hook shot, and that's versus guard, I believe it is. You're just shooting your hook shot at her, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be against her guard. She seems to coalesce shadows in front of her, and it impacts the shadows instead of her. You get to choose one. I choose one, or you can just miss.
I'll just miss.
Or you can do 3 damage.
I'll just miss.
Okay. Yeah, you sit there and the shadows kind of coalesce in front of it, and then they kind of drift back, and she looks enraged now.
I know. How dare I after you hurt my friend?
What?
Almost like I'm not justified at all. Oh wait, yes I am.
And anything else you want to do with your turn?
Can I see anything in the room if I do a look around?
It is. I'm gonna adjust some sound levels real quick here. There. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. As you look around the room, again, it's a big room. There's the wound on the other side of her, but you're looking at probably 300 feet to get to it, or to get near it. And then there is a small level of a liquid on the floor.
Is there... And there's nothing like on the walls that I could possibly grab onto?
The walls are rough enough that you think you could hook shot.
Oh, sweet.
Onto them.
Okay.
However, the room is, again, roughly about 500 feet wide. So once you get on a wall, you can basically travel around the wall, but you're going to be kind of going the long way.
Yeah, that's fine. If I can go slightly faster to get away from this crazy lady, that'd be great.
Okay. Currently, you're about 100 feet away from the closest wall.
Okay.
So anything else on your turn?
Nope, that would be it.
All right, then.
Atticus, I believe.
2 legend points for Kestrel, 2 legend points for Zulta from Imp.
Thank you, Imp.
Thanks, Imp.
Thanks, Imp.
That did not sound sincere.
I'm always sincere.
Next up is going to be Atticus. And Atticus, you kind of notice the same thing, that the shadows don't seem to be coming from her. They seem to be coming from the ground and kind of possessing her, but you don't think that she is the source of the shadows.
Can I tell where the source might be in this room?
Make me a perception check with disadvantage 2.
With disadvantage 2?
Yes.
Wow. Can I...
It's a huge room.
Can I use some legend points to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Every legend point you do gives you advantage 1, so it cancels out a disadvantage, and then once you get to 0, you just start adding advantage.
Okay, I'm going to use 3.
Okay, so you'll make it with advantage 1.
D8. Alright, just let me find another one of these crazy D8s. Okay. Oh! You can't make this stuff up.
Yes, you can.
I can show you on the camera. Okay. That wasn't that great. So, 22.
22. Okay. So looking around, the room is so large that you can't really tell exactly where the shadow is coming from, but it's definitely coming from behind her, in between you guys and the wound at the far end of the room.
In between, okay. I want to use my movement, like all of it, to kind of try to like go around, like not close to her, but like around, like I want to start trying to get around her. I know you said she's like 100 feet away or something, right?
Yeah, roughly about 100 feet away.
So I know I'm not gonna get super far, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Okay, so you have a 30-foot movement, so you just start running, kind of strafing around her.
Yeah.
Do you want to use your action to move as well, or do you want to do something with your
If
action?
I can, then yes, I would like to do that.
Yep. So it gives you another 30 feet. So you kind of strafe around her to the point where you're now roughly about like 50 feet away from her, but to her side a little bit.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
No. Also, I'm sorry for the siren in the background.
They're coming for you.
Yeah, great guys. We have an ambulance that's coming. Once we get out of the cave, we'll be able to be patched up.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's her
Go
turn.
us.
So she's seeing you run towards her, is not particularly fond of you right now. And so she is going, she just lashes out with one of these tendrils of shadow. Rolls a 30 versus your guard.
That's wonderful.
It doesn't sound wonderful.
Let me see here. My guard is 20, so.
Okay. So you take 10 damage, and you also get, she's going to add this on. Ignore the roll. You'll take 2d6 damage at the start of your next turn per round, as you are just kind of coursing and shadows are just all over you, ripping at your skin and just making you feel horrible.
That's wonderful. So I take 10 damage?
You take 10 damage now.
We're all gonna die.
I told you this is a big deal. Again, aid your fellow party members. Give them advantage, work together, or bad things will happen. So that ends her turn. That brings us to Zulta.
I want to kill it.
You are more than welcome.
I
to
choose
try.
the kill boss at major action.
You have my hook shot.
And yet Aruna's blind, so he's not going to say, and my bomb.
What?
And mine, not a gun.
Yeah, I'm going to try and drain her energy, see if there's any way I can incapacitate her, whether that means knocking her out or killing her outright.
Okay. So go ahead and make. Is this gonna? Are you gonna do the
Death drain?
Okay. Go ahead
Yeah.
and make your attack.
Okay. Boop. Boop. 29.
And her
versus
toughness is much lower than her guard. That's 10 over, so you can
Okay.
add a bane on.
Ooh.
And I have to do math.
Excuse me while I read through my veins.
She seems less than thrilled at you.
Well, she's not really thrilled with any of us at this point.
So you guys watch as Zulta runs forward, because you do have to move forward a little bit to get her within range, because she's like just barely outside of your range at first.
I'm going to enact the sickened bane on her.
Pretty sure that bitch already pretty sick.
Okay. What is that? Just disadvantage 1 or I don't have the
what?
bane in front of me.
Resistance, parallel attack. Let me just do this. Then everyone.
There we go.
can read it.
Okay, so disadvantage 1 on all action rolls and -1 to all defenses. It's a big deal. Cool. Awesome. So that happens. You guys watch as Zulta just sits there and fires this bolt of entropic energy, and it kind of courses over her, and you watch her eyes get kind of bloodshot, and she coughs up this like black mucus-like
Yeah, that is not good.
material that leaves like a black stain on her mouth and her teeth, and she looks just bad. And then she turns to you
I also would like to sidestep behind the blind Aruna.
Okay.
Yep, that checks out.
So
So sad, but fair.
she still is upset with you, but despite being behind the blind Aruna, and she goes, I think you want to help me.
Uh-oh. No.
Yes,
that's
clearly
it.
I
That's
do.
it. That's it. That's all.
56 versus your resolve.
That what?
There's no chance.
Oh, what?
No, I'm well taken over.
Okay. You have been dominated by her. You guys watch as these shadows kind of appear out of everywhere, and now Zulta is floating about 3 feet off the ground. Her eyes are completely black.
You know, to be fair though, since
But
I'm
she
a
looks
water
normal.
creature and the fins and everything, this actually is probably a good look for me.
Don't you have a reroll?
I do have a reroll, but
You can use it
you
against
can make
an
her
enemy.
reroll.
I could, but my resolve is only 15. The chance of them getting below that is not great.
Because rolling a 56 is like normal.
It was a bane attack, so it didn't do any damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's a D20 and 3D10. So the chances of them getting below a 15, not great.
Like I said, this
Possible.
is
They
This
can
is a
they can
big
do
deal.
a 4.
Okay.
so that ends that. It's Aruna's turn.
Oh,
Can I? So resist bane as a movement is a thing. Is there?
Yep.
Do I also get a resist roll at the end of my turn?
For blind, no. There's certain ones where you get a resist automatically. This is not one of them.
All right. Then yeah, I'm gonna spend my movement to try and just
Go for it. Like
do
I
all
said,
the tricks I know to try and just
you're looking for a
cut
10
through
or
the
higher.
fog. Yeah, that.
Wants to break.
Wait, what am I rolling? Just a d20?
Straight D20.
That's a 17.
All right. So you kind of blink and the world comes back into focus. You can see. And what you see is standing right behind you, or floating right behind you, is Zulta.
Oh,
He looks
Hi.
even more dangerous than normal.
oh. Okay. Couple of things here.
Kess, you have a reroll token from Lykios.
Nice.
Is Zolta, with how tall I am and how much she's floating up?
She's
am I in
eye
reaching
level now.
distance? Oh yeah, okay.
She's only floating like 3 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And you,
okay.
again, you're like 8-9 foot.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the
I'm
first
eye
time
level now.
you're eye level with her while standing up.
I'm assuming she's still holding the Trifork.
Grab it.
Yeah.
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 I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. And the Trifork didn't react to her getting taken over, wielding it.
You know what? That is
No.
a fantastic question.
No.
More so, like, is it like preventing it from taking full effect on her or anything like that?
I would like you to choose even or odd.
Who, me?
Yes.
Even.
As she got controlled, the Trifork glowed, and you watched her like she'd been burned. It is now on the ground next to her.
Oh. Well, I pick it up. Much to normal Zolta's dismay, if she were in her right
Yeah,
mind.
there's
This is
something in
not
the
a
back
right
of my head saying, not allowed to touch that.
mind. Second question. Whenever Kess finally figured out the mechanical part of the Trifork, did
Mhm.
Iruna watch and see what he did wrong the first time?
I'm going to say, since you didn't say you were watching it, no.
Okay.
But it's your turn. So now that I see you have it, can't I assist you?
You can.
Aha!
That's one.
So you can basically tell him exactly what you did as your action.
As I pick it up.
And then you gotta bop it in the.
What? Oh, yes, I understood. So Iruna is gonna try and operate the mechanical part of the Trifork and try to use it to suck the possession out of Zolta.
While this is happening, Zolta is doing whatever she can to try and get him to stop holding the Trifork.
Okay. So,
Damn it, woman, we're trying to help you.
make a logic roll with advantage 2
Okay.
from Cass.
Yeah, sorry, Cass. I'm currently dominated, and myself, as Zolta, also doesn't like it when Aruna's holding the Trifork. So all of
But
me
it
is
just
currently.
burned. It also just burned you.
I don't care. The nice part of me doesn't care about that. So all of me is currently in agreement that Aruna should not be holding the Trifork.
There's the nice part.
No.
How dare you?
Accurately call her out.
Look,
20.
there's a nicer part of Zolta.
Okay. So you sit there and you kind of get it to fire and it hits her and it doesn't seem to have any effect on the shadow possession of her.
Man.
You don't think that this item is really designed to deal with the shadows. It's designed to deal with the wound.
Okay.
However, you do have a item connecting the two of you that transmits energy. So if
That
you
what?
did have any
Sorry,
that
you
transmits energy, you've seen it do that before. So if
Oh.
you had anything that any sort of energy that you had access to or Kess had access to, you now can, instead of trying to hit her with it, you basically have a way to just zap her with any sort of energy.
Yeah, if only I had things that cause energy.
Again, creativity is what
I
open
thought I
legend
was
is based
being
on.
creative,
So,
yeah. Was that my major action to do that?
Do we have a mod in chat? I don't think I'm modded on this. For some odd reason.
You are Jody.
Does
That was
you-
not what I wanted.
Yeah, but you are a mod in chat.
Anyway, I'll deal with that in a second here. What did you ask?
I just asked if that was my major action, but if you need to moderate something.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I don't have any of my mod tools here.
I think if you just click their name, it should give you the option.
There we go. All right. There we go. That's enough. So sorry about that, folks. So what was your? Oh, that was your. I'm gonna say yes. That
Yeah,
was
okay.
your major action to do that. But you are now connected. You have the Trifork connected to Zulta. So
Then yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to it tightly.
Mhm.
And that's I think all I can do. So, because I can't move because I used it to resist the bane. So
yeah. All right.
I think I'm done.
So it's her turn again.
what? No.
Bosses,
That's
man.
bosses. She is going to turn to you and go, "You look tired, Aruna."
Wait, what? How do you know me?
Goron, sorry. 67 versus your toughness.
Dear
We're all gonna die.
Lord.
There is gonna
That-
be like this boss is too high
Here.
for our levels. I'm just gonna predict that right now.
Did we ever do a save?
Oh shit. We didn't get our helpful merchant before we went into the boss.
Yeah.
Well,
That hits.
Wanna
But
put
what
that-
You
what-
have
was that for
level
damage?
There no damage.
Boy, the trolls
Okay.
are out in full force today.
They are.
Are all of you modded or just Jody?
It's just Jody. So whoever wants to mod me after this game, go for it.
Go for
I
it.
can't right now, but
Yeah.
I'm keeping track as well I can. So so you have level 1 fatigue, so you have
Okay.
disadvantage 1 on all non-attack action rolls.
gotcha.
And fatigue you can't resist out of. And then it gets one more attack, and it's going to go for Kess this time.
oh, you.
Sorry, cut out. What was it?
38 versus guard.
Yeah, I have a 17 guard.
Okay. So that's 21 damage.
Jesus. Okay, so I'm unconscious.
Okay. So you don't get another bane.
I am at -1.
You don't have negative hit points. You just kind of go
All right, well, I'm just dead.
unconscious.
What was that? That was just an attack, right?
Yeah, that was just an attack. Lykios, you can heal them. We have multiple tiers of healing for redemptions.
Is there the way that this like assist rule works? Can we do we have to assist them on their turn, or can we do it on boss actions? Or
Yeah, you assist them on their turn. Generally, there is a an interrupt kind of thing you can do if you see something happening.
but that's separate, right?
That would take your major action from
Yeah, right. Okay.
your next turn. But if you want to, you can. Kess, you get a great fairy, so 46 health. And I'll accept that. And then Lykios, just mention in chat if you want to also give her a heal or if you want to save that. Yeah, Lykios, if you want to just take that back, I can just refund it for you. Just she can bank it too if you want that.
But I can't use a fairy while unconscious, right?
It just happens.
Okay.
So
A fairy
fairies
just
do what they
appeared
want.
out of nowhere.
It's amazing they still want to help me after I use the last one as a bomb.
So you got
I forgot
11.
about that.
You got 11 hit points.
Okay.
People think I'm the most questionable member of this party.
You know what? It worked, and y'all weren't complaining when I saved your booties.
We're all
All right.
very questionable.
So with that being the end of the round, and it being we've gone a little bit late, that's actually where we're going to end it
What a cliffhanger.
today.
Oh no.
So I'm going to turn that off so you guys can actually hear me. So yeah, you guys are in a life and death struggle with this shadow creature that is incredibly powerful and has possessed this young girl.
Is it? Were we able to see if the girl is still like in like child form, or is it like 20 years later?
She's aged to she looks roughly 20 some odd. You know,
Okay.
she looks like she's in her 20s. She's emaciated, so you know she has not been fed well.
But I thought
Great.
she was being taken care of.
Oh, she's not still a child.
No, she's in her. You know, it's been 20 years since
It was 20 years
you've
ago.
been here.
When you first, when we first encountered
I
her,
did
was,
describe her as roughly in her 20s.
Oh, my bad.
But
I was
she
thinking.
was described as very small, so we just, I think, assumed.
Yeah. Again, emaciated. When you don't eat well, you don't tend to grow very well. And women in general.
Hey.
You kind of stop growing
How
at
dare you?
14.
That's what I'm doing, Imp. That's why.
I stopped growing at 14 too.
I stopped growing in the 6th grade.
Yeah, I stopped in the 5th grade.
I'm 6'4", so I got taller in college.
Look at
and then
me.
I got
I have height.
another inch,
Huge.
like an inch, like 2 years ago for some weird reason. So at 28, I grew taller
boy.
again. So yeah, I hope you guys.
Isn't fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed this little trip down abuse, I guess would be the best way I could describe this. That would be the
phrase. A trip down abuse.
So yeah, thank you so much for everyone that tuned in. Not next week, but the week after will be the finale of this combat and this character, this story arc. And then the week after that will be our musical episode.
And our lives, apparently.
Yeah. We'll see.
I can't wait to have a TPK right before our 1-year anniversary musical episode.
You'll have
all our ghosts sing.
Oh my God, you guys! The musical episode is because we're like all dead and haven't.
Oh no!
You mean hell?
Still better than Lost.
Everyone remember that you can save up for those rewards by watching anything on the channel, not just our show.
For the next 2 weeks, if you tune in to all of the stuff, I believe this is the only show on Saturday, but tomorrow we should have, is Amanda running her show?
Tomorrow we have Snake Run and Running Blind.
Okay.
Monday we have the Games Done Poorly with Alex. Tuesday, I can't do my show. Friday, we have the Twilight Realm. And then Monday and Wednesday mornings, we have Colors of the Wind Waker. So watch all of them.
So yes, you get rupees just for watching the shows. So feel free to watch everything for the next few weeks. There is a schedule on the Twitch page, isn't there?
Yep.
So look at the schedule, tune in. You can even do it on your phone while you're at work. And just have it, kind of on while you're working and just listen to some of it. It's all basically the same as long as you're viewing. And other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had some fun. Just very, very quickly, if people want to give you guys encouragement over the next couple of weeks, where can they find you on the interwebs? We'll start with Ilea.
Sure. You guys can find me on Twitter at Green Eye T-Bone. Everywhere else is Green Eye Trombonist. And I am streaming on my Twitch channel tomorrow, same time as this. So come to my Twitch channel. Watch something.
Cool. Elias?
You can find me on social media at Elias Thompson everywhere. And here sometimes. That's all right now.
John, if
you can find me at Saturnaut pretty much everywhere, and I'll take over Elias's Tuesday stream.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Do the thing.
And then Kiri, if people want to find you in the many places you exist on the interwebs.
You can find me if you look up Kiri Callaghan on the Googles, you'll find me on Twitter and Facebook. And right now on my Patreon, no matter if you're donating $1 or $5 or more, if you want to give me all the money, I don't know. You get free sneak peeks of my new book because I'm trying to get the draft finished and I've been very distracted lately by other projects. But I'm also going to start doing some singing again soon once this respiratory infection is gone. And that's on my YouTube.
And her singing is super awesome and amazing.
And Jodie and I did a song together, and it's fantastic.
It was really cool, despite the fact that we've never even been in the same state.
Yeah, it was a transcontinental song. It was great.
It was cool. The funny thing is, I went to the city that she lived in for an interview years ago. And it was the 1 week that she was out of state interviewing for a different job.
For a job down here, actually.
It was hilarious. So we
We're
almost
just
met.
all shuffling. We're just all shuffling.
And then if you want to send, angry tweets and things like that at me for killing off all the characters next week, I'm at TrainerJodie everywhere. But Twitter is where I'm most active. And I do have a Twitch channel. I run D&D games on Wednesday nights. So since there's nothing going on Zelda Universe, you can come over and watch me mentally torment another group of people.
Oh no!
Yay!
I mean, yay!
And recently, one of my games just passed the 3-year mark that they've been playing. So,
yeah,
lots of and anniversary stuff like that. And as always, like Kiri said, I'm on Patreon too. If you want to support me there, my Patreon right now is very bare bones. I am revamping it, and we'll be, actually getting some rewards and things like that to patrons eventually. I have some health stuff I'm dealing with, and I am finishing a bachelor's degree right now. I am like this close to getting my bachelor's, so that's kind of my focus right now. So anyway, again, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please tune in 2 weeks. Don't forget, next week, if you follow Zelda Universe on Twitter, they will have a poll for the MVP that whoever wins the poll gets a legend point, which could be very important in this fight.
Vote for
So please vote in that. And like I said, in 2 weeks, we're going to be back, and whatever happens.
That's threatening.
The party will probably be very, very happy to have everyone possible in chat supporting them, not even through rupee donations, just being there and saying kind words and, being a
but also through rupee donations.
Jodie's gonna make us cry.
Great fairies, please.
So yeah, please tune in. This is a big deal. This is their first really major boss battle. So this will kind of...
The best part of this is everyone else is gonna die, but somehow Atticus will survive.
This will add to your trauma.
Yeah. And then the show actually is just then the progression of Atticus as the main hero of the story, and we'll come back in as new people for...
I didn't sign up for that. No.
I just fire everybody else. Next week, Alex comes back. Nobody else is there. What?
Pierre survived by default.
Yeah. I don't kill characters when they're not there.
None of us show up next week.
Oh man, I forgot I can't make it in 2 weeks. Yeah.
I'll be dead in real life, apparently.
So anyway, that's all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Save us. Thanks.